Hi all, welcome to the channel, welcome to the workshop. Today we've got the Mallard and we're moving on with issue 36. And today we are concentrating back on the tender chassis. So we've got a couple of little bits to do on that. It looks a little bit fiddly, but we'll get through it. So let's get into it. Let's get building. Okay, so here we are, issue 36 of the Mallard. And we've only got the single fret, as you can see, which is just there. And as you can see, it looks like we're just making up a few bits of linkage for the tender. And I think it's all to do with this water scoop. We've also got classic locomotives today. We've got great railway journeys. Right, so as I said, this is what we've got today. Now, I don't think we're using all the parts in this at all. What I have done is I have pre-drilled some of these holes. It's easier to do on the fret. And the ones I've done are the three you see in each of these two parts here. They've been drilled with a 0.7mm hole. Also, these little brackets here, they've also had a 0.7mm hole. This little L scoop, which I believe we will be using today, this one's had a 1mm hole in the bottom here and a 1.1mm hole there. And then the only other holes I've drilled are two in this one. So this center one was drilled at 1. This end one was drilled at 1.1. And then this final piece at the bottom here, this one was also drilled at 1.1mm. So I'm going to work through this fret, and I think the first thing we're going to be needing is this piece just here. Now we do have from issue 31 this 1mm brass rod, and we need to cut a small section so that we can put it through this center hole. Now it does say to leave about 1mm either side, so I'm just going to do that. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit more, but then I'm just going to trim that off like that. So just going to center that up so it's like that, and then just going to glue that in. So that's glued in there just like that. The next bits we're going to be needing are these two parts, and these are the brake cylinder lever operating links apparently. There's one. And two. Now what we need to do is just check that this opening on the end fits over this pin. And as you can see, it does, which is great. Now we do need to do a couple of little bends in these to make like a Y-shaped fork with both of these. I'm just going to bend it this way first, and then got another little fold line here, extremely tricky to do. I'm going to then bend that one as well. So we've now ended up with something that looks a little bit kinked, and when we put them together, they form like a little Y-shaped fork, like so. And they're going to go either side of this. So one on there like that, one on there like that, and then we're going to be gluing these two parts together. I'm just going to hold them in the pliers like this and run a small bit of glue down there. I'll hold that for a sec. So we end up with something that looks just like that. Now we don't actually need that part now, we just need to put that to one side. The next piece we're interested in is this one here. And we're going to use our 1mm bar again. And we're going to be placing it through this lower hole. And we need it about 3mm, so it's going to be about 1.5mm either side. Again, I'm just going to pop it through like that and then leave it a little bit longer. And then it can be cut down at a later date or filed. Again, just going to touch a bit of glue on that, just to get that to sit in there nicely. So that's what that is looking like. And we need this bracket. And we do have a fold line here, but we're not going to fold it all the way. We're just going to bend it to about 45 degrees. So it looks like that. And then we're going to be placing it in the side of here. So just in this slot here. So putting that tab in there. And then what we need to do, we need this to be straight. And then we've got a bit of space in there that we can basically use a screwdriver or something just to fold that tab all the way over to 90 degrees. Just ensuring that's held in place on the glue sets. We want to make sure it's straight and it's level. So now we've got that in place, we need to take our lever that we created a moment ago. Now we do need to cut actually quite a bit of this material off. Because all we're looking for really is it to look like a bolt detail. That's what that's looking like, just filed down both sides. And then we are going to be placing it in here. Now we've got this hole here that's going to go over the top of this rod, and then we've got this little pin that's going to go into the bracket we've just put on. So just making a couple of adjustments on that just to make sure it is in the correct position. So ensuring that is parallel with the rest of the chassis, we're just going to put a bit of glue in that and then hold that in place. So a little bit of glue on the top here and a little bit of glue on this wire down here. And that is the last thing to do in that stage, apart from just cutting off the excess wire we've got here, leaving about 1/4 mil just as a bit of bolt detail. Now I won't do that just yet, I'm going to wait for the glue to set on that, but that is all there is to do in that stage. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please remember to give it a big thumbs up. So a little bit more work done on the tender chassis. I still need to cut that little bit of rod off, but that will happen when that glue is fully set, so I don't disrupt that brake lever. We do still have a few parts left over. We haven't needed these this time, so they'll go back into the box nice and safe, labelled with the correct issue number, and it will add to the small pile of parts that we do have just gathering at the moment of leftover issues. If you want to see more of how Mallard progresses or anything else that goes on in the workshop, please do remember to hit the subscribe button and ding that bell. You'll be then notified when I release new videos. Until the next time, I'll see you around. Cheers!